Go. Good morning, boys and girls. It's good to see you again. I hope you're having a good day and learning lots of new things. You know, we've been talking about new things like playing the mandolin, making masks, and our unit is called Moving On because we're talking about getting ready to do new things. And I want you to take a look at this picture, this family. Where do you think they might be? What are some clues that you could see in this picture? You see the family. Do you see what they might be looking at right here? Do you think that might be a menu? So do you think they might be in a restaurant? Maybe they're thinking about something new to try that they've not had before. Or maybe they have a favorite that they're going to eat. Then look at this little girl. Do you see what's in her hands? Do you know what that is? That's right. If you said sushi, this is sushi. And if you've ever been to a Chinese restaurant, they have sushi for you to try. And you can get it at the grocery store. If we were at school today, we would have some for you to try. So you might want to ask your mom or your grandmother, whoever goes to the store in your family, maybe to pick you up a little bit of sushi just so you can try it. You can buy it in little containers, just a couple of them, and you could try that and see if you like it or you don't like it. You know, if you don't try something new, you don't know if you like it or not. So always be willing to try something. Now, there are things I think that you can think of at your house that you could probably do too. Anybody got an idea? Something new you might try? Maybe it's not a food. Maybe it's you've never made your bed. Maybe you could try making your bed the next time. What about putting your own clothes away? That would be something new for some of you. If you've not folded your clothes or hung them in the closet, that's something new to try. Maybe there is a food that you've been, ooh, I don't want to try that. I don't like broccoli. I don't want that. But maybe you really haven't tried it. What about asparagus? Ooh, I know. Some probably say, oh no, I don't want to try asparagus. But you know what? It's really good. And if you try it, you might like it, like the sushi. I used to think, ooh, no, I wouldn't like sushi. And one day, not too many years ago, I tried it. And I can't get enough of it now. I really like to eat this. So don't be afraid to try something new.
Hey kiddos, it's Miss Sampson. I still miss you. I've got a little bit of a math thing to do today. I know you've missed that math. We're going to talk about patterns, or as Miss Malone and I were just talking about, patterns. Some of you call it that, and we think it's cute. We're going to talk about different kinds of patterns, and we've talked about this, and you guys know, and I bet you'll remember them. Does anybody know what this first pattern is? Do you know what letter we start with on the first item? We start with the letter A. This would be A. If this is A, what would this be? This would be B. And this one is the same as this one. So what letter would this one be? It would also be letter B. So this would be an A, B, B. A, B, B. A. And what's these two? B, B. Very good. All right, now we have a different pattern down here with these bears. We have two of the same to start it. So what would that be? That would be A, A. You're right. And then these two bears are different. So what letter would they be? They would be B, B. So we would go A, B, B. And you tell me. A, B, B. Good job. Now we've got a little bit harder. Can you do it? I bet you can. All right, we've got down here, we've got 3 different shapes. So we're going to need how many different letters? we're going to need 3. And what do we start with? A, B, and our new letter, C. So we have 3 in this pattern, so it's A, B, C, A, B, C. Good job. I bet you guys remember those. How about we try something new with our patterns? I know we did this a little bit too, but let's try putting some movement with it. We have an A, B, B pattern as the first one. So we could say A, B, B. Do it with me. A, B, B. All right, if we have this next one, which is an A, B, B, then we could say A, B, B. A, B, B. And then on this last one, we have 3. A, B, C. A, B, C. A, B, C. Good job, boys and girls. You keep practicing those patterns, okay? Bye.
Okay, boys and girls, so we're talking about moving on and trying things that are new and new patterns. So when you're at home, you make up some patterns and you dance to music, but keep that A, B, or ABC pattern going. And we're going to read a story now about a giraffe. Now, have you ever seen a giraffe? Maybe you've been to the zoo and you've seen a giraffe, and they're really tall, aren't they, with long legs. But have you ever seen a giraffe that could dance? No, I don't know that I have. Maybe you have. Well, this book's title is Giraffes Can't Dance. Read that with me. Giraffes Can't Dance. And the author and illustrators of this book are Giles Andrade and Guy Parker Reeves. So they did the story and the pictures. Let's read Giraffes Can't Dance. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots of trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Now, every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad, because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. And this says jungle dance. The warthog started waltzing, and the rhinos rock and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor, but the lions saw him coming and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald," the animals all sneered. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird." Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. "They're right," he thought. "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot." So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. "The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered with a sigh. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket who'd seen Gerald earlier on, "but sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song." Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying and his tail was swishing around. He threw his arms out sideways and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. "I'm dancing, yes, I'm dancing. I am dancing," Gerald cried. Then one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived with Gerald, boogied on, and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle. We must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." "How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how." But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love." Now this book, remember, is it fiction or nonfiction? It's fiction because it's not true, but it's a fun story about a giraffe that learned to dance. And you know what? You can learn something new too. Love you.